Face reveals. We've all heard of them, we all know them. A very popular trend or concept here in the YouTube space. Not every single content creator out there likes to show their true identity. But with that, as a viewer, there's always a growing intrigue. What does this person look like? Which is why they're always so popular when people actually decide to show their face. But in my opinion, I believe that intrigue or interest is there as well for characters inside video games, which is precisely the topic of this video here today, Brawl Stars Brawler face reveals. Now, we had actually done this video once before, over a year ago, which a lot of things have changed in a year here in Brawl Stars, as well as in that video, I don't believe we went over every single brawler that has certain things covering up their face, which is what I want to do here in this video. We have Nita, Bo, Ems, Primo, the new Penny remodel, Jackie, Grom, Tara, Max, Leon, Buzz, Ash, Griff, because he's actually human, if you didn't know, and Belle. So it's our goal here today to showcase the best piece of artwork that would represent a brawler whose face is currently covered, but uncovered. Moving on down the list in order here, starting off with Nita. Guys, I gotta give a huge hand to this creator here, Brawlland. I don't know how active he is inside the Brawl Stars community anymore, but he is goated when it comes to these face reveal brawlers. Nita without her mask as interpreted by Brawlland. I think it makes a ton of sense. She takes off that mask and that's what would be underneath. Honestly, the only thing that would be hard that you'd have to conceptualize on yourself is the color of her hair, which Brawlland took it even further here, making different colors for the hair. We have A, B, C, and D here. In my opinion, I think the purple looks the best, but also really fitting is like a darker brown hair. Next, we switch our sights to Bo, which was actually quite difficult finding a good representation as to what Bo might look like without his mask. But the best piece of artwork that I felt like would represent what Bo would look like without the mask is actually in Supercell made by Dad. Oh, I thought it looked really good. So I think the backstory or lore behind Bo is that he's this blind archer. So much that you see from Bo is that he has these blank white eyes. But in this representation of this skin, as you can see, he has no mask, and I think it's really fitting for him, right? Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, moving along to Ems, this was by far, in a big way, the hardest thing I could find when it comes to like face reveal brawlers, because every single artwork or representation of Ems I feel like has her trademark bandage across her face. So the one that I decided was the best in my eyes here is once again out of Supercell made by IronCan0133 with her Urban Star Ems skin, where all she has on her face is just a little bandage across her nose. Definitely doesn't look one for one like Ems, seeing that it's a skin made for her, but at least we get to see maybe a representation of Ems without all of her crazy bandages. Next, getting straight away into my opinion, probably the absolute best, like one for one what the brawler's face would look like face reveal that was highlighted in our video that we made over a year ago, and that is for Primo. Take a look at the beautiful piece of artwork that Brawlland did for this one, once again popping up in this video. Such a goat. Look at that. It is so befitting of Primo without his mask, right? I think this one will go down as my absolute favorite one. The artwork itself is just so dang awesome, seeing that he has the mask removed in the photo. I think it's just amazing. Brawlland did an exceptional job on this one. Primo's face, one for one if you ask me. Next up, moving on down the list in terms of rarity, we have Penny's brand new remodel. Now, we should all know what Penny's face looks like, seeing that we were able to see it before the remodel, but what's up with her face now, right? She's wearing an eye patch. Now, seeing that this remodel is so recent, there's really no place to find like any face reveal artwork or anything like that, but believe it or not, we can actually see quite a decent bit of her face in one of her pins, her actual default pin, where she slaps on that eye patch. I think it's really cool. I'd love to hear some of the lore behind why Penny's eye was injured after she got her remodel, but as we can see, we see her eye injured there with a scar across it and closed. It's really cool. I love this pin because of that. We can actually see the injury. Next up, moving along to Jackie here, and believe it or not, I feel like much like Primo, this is as close as it's gonna get. Probably even better than Primo in my opinion, but taking a look at a post here by Anthem 2 years ago, where we can see some actual in-game animation animations for Jackie without her helmet on, but she still has her glasses on. But either way, it's still amazing to be able to see Jackie without her helmet in Brawl Stars fashion, right? This is like how Brawl Stars looks. But if we take it one step further and take a look at a post here by Chu Bo the Wise, we see Jackie without her helmet as well as without her glasses in Brawl Stars artwork. I thought these ones for Jackie were so dang cool because of that fact, right? Moving down the list of rarities, we have Grom, which actually isn't that difficult, seeing that Grom's face has been shown quite a lot, but where he normally is in game, he's depicted with a hood over his face, covering his face up. But as you can see, we can see him literally in his animations, as well as in the animation to promote his release in the season which he was coming out in. We can see him with his hair and his hood completely down, right? Next, we move along to Tara, which in my opinion, this is probably by far the hardest to design a face reveal around, because we can literally only see an eye that's dark around it as well. So it's kind of left up to interpretation of the artists. But probably my favorite that I've seen out there in the community is by XPY Ray here, coming up with their own interpretation of what Tara might look like here. I love the whole concept and what you see from a lot of different bits of artwork for Tara, that her right eye is injured, which is why on her base model we see only her looking out of one part of the mask, right? So this is their interpretation, her eye just damaged from a pretty crazy wound there on her forehead. But that's what Tara might look like. I love this bit of art. They did a phenomenal job. Next, we set our sights on Max, and you guys guessed it, we have the GOAT Brawland popping up once again with their rendition of her helmet completely off, and I adore this one as well. I really enjoy that Brawland kind of like puts a little bit of extra effort, like in the background, the small little details of her helmet being on the ground. Also, she's in her same like regular pose that we see inside of Brawl Stars. I feel like this would be a perfect rendition of what Max would look like without her helmet. Next, we have Leon, and guys, there's a reason why I keep saying Brawland is the GOAT, because once again, he's responsible for this one. This definitely fits Leon quite well, if you ask me. I enjoy that he went with the color of red for his hair. It could really be anything, because we don't necessarily get to see any bit of detail of what his hair color might be, but red really suits him, I think. Moving along to Buzz here with his gigantic sunglasses taking up most of his face. Now, we already kind of understand what Buzz looks like without his glasses because of the pins that we have in Brawl Stars, as well as past animations. I believe we are able to see a little bit, but I really enjoy Brawland once again, his rendition of what Buzz might look like without his sunglasses. Look at that. Doesn't that make a ton of sense as to what he should be looking like? Man, this guy is so talented with these face reveals. Once again, mad props to Brawland. I like this version of Buzz. He looks so happy, dude. Next, we have Belle, which is a little bit of a not so hard to see because she just has sunglasses, but as you can see, taking a look at the original creations for Belle here made by Paul, we have in the second photo of this tweet her without her sunglasses in black and white. And on top of that, there's actually been quite a lot of renditions of what Belle might look like without her glasses. Taking a look at Louis Chuiza, taking a look at one of the photos they ended up posting over here, Belle without her glasses completely. We can kind of already see her face, but it's still kind of cool to see without those things covering up her eyes, right? But now it's time to get straight away into probably two of my favorites of this entire video. We have one for Ash, seeing that Ash is kind of shrouded in mystery as is, seeing that we don't even know if he's human, we just see his eyes as well as his teeth, as well as Griff, because there is a ton of mystery behind Griff. Some people not even realizing that he's a human in the first place with a cash register mask on, seeing that little bit of skin underneath there, as well as in his glove we can see his finger popping out, so there's some human anatomy at play here. So taking a look at a tweet over here at a rendition of what Buzz might look like, I think I really enjoy this rendition, right? We have the mustache much like Griff does on his character, but we also see his face in this one. And then a combined piece of artwork for both Ash as well as Griff. We are visiting this website here made by the poster Compartir, but we see both of them here in human form. Taking a look at that, I think this would be perfect for Ash, my goodness, and Griff, I mean, it's so dang fitting. I really like the orange hair for Griff. And then finally, a post made 67 days ago by LGA Keldon. Their rendition as to what Griff might look like, kind of in the same anatomy of Brawl Stars here, even developing a pin. And guys, the cool thing that I'm seeing across the board because of that little orange hair piece on Griff's original character is the orange or red hair on all of these renditions. So the bottom right is a good look as to what they think Griff might look like without the mask on. I really enjoy these, man. It's cool to see what brawlers might look like without their coverings, right? Their stuff. But yeah, everyone, those are the best examples I could find across the internet for face reveals of brawlers that have their identity hidden to a certain degree here in Brawl Stars. Be sure to let me know which one ended up being your favorite. There are some like really good ones I think fit like perfectly that I would enjoy a skin designed around, right? But yeah, everyone, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to slap a like on it. Really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Adios and take care.